Hey guys, I'm Chewy Mew, and welcome to another Chewy Mew review. Camera's crooked, but also my name is Eric. My real name is Eric, and today we're going to be taking a look at a figure that I feel like a lot of people don't really remember too much, and that is I don't even know if it's from a wave, but it was released during the Amazing Spider-Man 1 movie series, and that is the Ultimate Spider-Man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man, which I feel like most people kind of brush this figure aside because we got the Ultimate Spider-Man Marvel Legends one. I think from the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure series, or no, I don't remember which wave it's from, but yeah, there's a new Miles Morales Spider-Man figure, which most people say is a good figure, the best one, but I think this one is pretty good. And the main reason I like this is it's because before Toy Biz started before Hasbro just started using the exact same body mold for every single Spider-Man character. Yeah, it does have a different body mold, but like it's slightly smaller than the regular 6-inch figure, like a little bit shorter, like Miles Morales not being a full-grown man, he's like a teenager still. It makes sense to me, but I feel like this one just has a very more unique kind of articulation and stuff. And I'm also going to be honest here, I'm not too big of a fan of Miles Morales. I don't know why everyone loves that character, why everyone's like, crazy fanatic with Miles Morales. Because to me, honestly, he's kind of meh. Like, I prefer the Peter Parker Spider-Man a lot more, but I don't know, Miles Morales, nothing against the character, nothing against, the character or the writers, anyone like that. To me, he's just not as enticing as Spider-Man. I did think he was pretty good in what's it called, in Spider-Verse, or Into the Spider-Verse. Thought that was a good movie, but I don't know, just Miles Morales doesn't just grab me the same way Peter Parker does. Maybe because he's not like, he's not, I'm judging him kind of as if he's like, the Peter Parker Spider-Man, when he's like his own Spider-Man, so, that's just my thing, but I definitely did think Into the Spider-Verse was a really, really good movie. I definitely still prefer the original trilogy movies over this one, but I definitely think it's in my top 4 Spider-Man movies. It's like 4th place in my top 4 Spider-Man movies. But either way, let's take a look at this figure. Take a look at the face first. So the face, I think it's because the paint's a little worn off, but the eyes look kind of yellowy, reddish kind of color. There's the other side, but very good, nice sculpt. Like, when you look at it the front like that, it looks just like the costume, but when you look at it kind of like that, how he's normally standing, it looks kind of strange. Like, I don't know, in real life, like in real life, the nose looks very pointy, but when you put it like this, in real life, the nose looks pointy, but in the camera, that looks really good. Like, it looks really good. Like, the only thing I don't like about this figure is that it has this weird leg articulation, but I'll get into that, is that, look, his head, it's not like he's not standing up straight. His head's like hunched over a bit. Like he's a little hunched over his neck. I just wish he was standing like straight up. That way the mask looks better. Because I think like hunched over, it doesn't look as good as if he was like, standing up completely straight. But it does look really good. Like I think the face sculpt, head sculpt looks really, really good. Honestly, this figure, I kind of got it because I was like, oh, it's Ultimate Spider-Man. It's like a different version. So I was like, I'm going to get it just because. Which, I never really played with it too much. Because even playing with my figures, because honestly, I did play with my figures back in, like, what was this, 2012, I think it was? Yeah, I still played with my figures, like, in 2012. I probably stopped playing in, like, honestly, maybe, like, 2015. I think maybe 2015, 2016, I don't know. But, I didn't play with this one too much, because it was like, I don't want to use the Ultimate Spider-Man, because that would mean that Peter Parker is dead. And, I'm not into Peter Parker being dead. But either way, very good looking figure. Let's look more at the details. You see, like, on the hands, he's got, like, kind of like a grabby looking fist here, like he's, like, sticking out 2 fingers kind of thing. The webs have, like, like, the gloves have red on them, and then they're painted with a black over it, and that looks pretty good. That's not sculpted, and that's perfectly fine. The other one has, like, a fist. He actually came with a web shield, which I think I actually have it near me. Okay, I'm back. I found the shield. It was sitting in a box with some, like, spare figure parts, like, for custom pieces. He comes with this shield. It's kind of dirty, kind of yellowy looking. It was just sitting in a box with, like, some dirty broken figures and stuff. And that shield, he can clip onto his arm, which I don't know if in the comic books he has, like, a shield or anything like this. It's kind of like a Captain America shield, except it's with a spider web instead of, like, American flag themed, which I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if in the comic books he has a shield like this or anything, but it has very good texture, like your stereotypical Spider-Man spiderweb. I don't mean stereotypical in a bad way, just like, when you think of like Spider-Man web, that's what it looks like. That looks really good. Just don't mind the dirtiness on it. Just was sitting in a dusty box with some like custom broken figure pieces and stuff, but very good. Like, let's throw it just for fun. It kind of, you can kind of spin it. Yeah, that's cool. Let's put it right there in the background. Keep having to adjust my hair. And the muscles, honestly, I feel for like, I don't know how old Miles Morales is. He's probably like, he's younger than Peter Parker, probably like, I'd say less than 16 maybe. I don't know much about him. But I feel like for how young of a kid he is, he's like way too buff, like way too muscular. Like the big six pack, big legs, big arms, like muscular back, all the stuff that has. I feel like if he was just a little less muscular, it would work really good. Because this is like, like, to me, this kind of body looks like, like mature adult Peter Parker kind of body instead of like, young teenager Miles Morales kind of body. He also has this webbing here, the black, the the red color in like the black thing. I think it looks pretty good. I feel like this design is a little bit similar to the Ultimate, to Spider-Man 2099, with like the really big spider that's completely different from classic Spider-Man. I'm running out of breath. All this talking so fast. He has some more paint here when you do the butterfly joints. You can see the red paint here where like the spider logo carries on. So yeah, to me it looks a little bit like the Ultimate Spider-Man costume, a little bit. Like with variations, of course. It doesn't look much like it, but I feel like the spider logo here with the red and the black together along with the one on the back, I feel like it looks pretty cool. Also, when I first saw Ultimate Spider-Man in like comic book pictures and stuff back in like 2006, 2007, I always thought it was like, oh, hey, that's like, I thought it was like, if Peter Parker got like the Carnage symbiote. I thought that's what it was, which it's obviously not, but that's because I didn't know anything about Miles Morales, like when he was just like a brand new character. But either way, good looking figure. My only real complaint is with it that he's like kind of hunched over. If he was just standing up completely straight, I think looking him dead on in the face would look much, much better. Because right there, that face looks really, really good there. But unfortunately, looking at it in real life, it doesn't look that good. Like that face, I think that face on camera looks awesome. It looks just like he does in Spider-Verse, kind of. Or just like in the comic books. But when you have him like if you have him like slightly at an angle, it looks, I don't know, the nose just looks too big and he's kind of hunched over. Kind of weird. But either way, let's look at his articulation with his hunched neck. The head would rotate all the way around. I'm not going to do it because I feel like it's going to break. It gets caught on here on his upper shoulder thing. The arms rotate all the way around. They have the butterfly hinge joint, which that's pretty good. This is also kind of before Hasbro really figured out exactly how to do this. So they were still kind of testing stuff out with this one. The arms go all the way up, which I prefer that over the modern day Hasbro, where modern day Hasbro, the arm stops here. Like it doesn't go all the way up. Rotation here in the upper arm, double bend in the elbow, which doesn't bend too much. Like it gets stuck here. Like it doesn't go all the way that his finger touches his elbow. The hands rotates here, hinge in the wrist and rotation around in the wrist. He has a very good torso crunch. Look at that. Like that's awesome. Like that hunches back a lot and then he goes back a lot too. Like the modern day ones, they pretty much only do that and it's not nearly as good as this one. Mine's a little bit loose though. Rotation here in the waist. The legs, he can do the splits. Barely. He almost can't do the splits, but he almost can do the splits. That's better than all the modern day Hasbros. The leg has this weird joint where if you want to bend the leg this way, you have to turn the leg, kick it, and then switch the foot. And then like you have to switch a joint. Like that's before like Hasbro really figured out what they were doing. Double bend in the knee. Rotation here in the where the boot would be on, classic Spider-Man. And the foot's messed up here. And then the foot rotates all the way around. Get it right back. It bends back pretty good and it bends forward pretty good as well, like 45 degrees. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this figure. I think it's definitely very good looking figure. It's a good figure. I'm just honestly not too big of a fan and I don't know much about the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man or the Miles Morales version of Spider-Man. Probably because I just prefer, the original Spider-Man. But, either way, I think it's a pretty good looking figure. Let me know what you think about this figure in the comic books. No, let me know what you think about this figure in the comments. Like the video if you like this video. If you like the video, like it. Leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you guys in the next review. Since he's a Spider-Man, I don't really want to go wow, so I'll just go. Well, I'm trying to think of something he said from Into the Spider-Verse. Oh. you're Spider-Man.